All right, we're back here at CPAC 2023. I'm joined now by Carla Sands. She's a former candidate for Senate in the state of Pennsylvania, and you've worked under the President Trump's administration, if I'm not mistaken. You had a really cool title.
I did, ambassador.
That's it, ambassador. I mean, pretty powerful there. We were talking offline yesterday about the state of our country, more particularly the state of Pennsylvania and what the voters there are having to deal with a flawed senator that's in office.
Right. And it's unbelievable that Pennsylvanians right now don't even have a representative in the Senate. And I'll explain why. First of all, Senator Casey is a long-time serving Democrat senator, represents Pennsylvania. He's out with a medical issue, but he's going to be back. He'll be treated. He's capable and competent. However, we have another senator that's out, and this senator was elected in November. I was actually in that primary, and I would have beat John Fetterman. And I'll tell you, John Fetterman is a strong Democrat, but he's not capable and he's not competent. And that's why we cannot continue to have him be not representing Pennsylvania. Yeah. He's right now in a mental ward. He's checked himself in. But when he was the lieutenant governor in Pennsylvania, he showed up 1/3 the time.
That's amazing.
1/3 of the time he went to work. So we know we deserve representation. So I'm actually asking Pennsylvanians, call Governor Shapiro's office, email Governor Shapiro's office, tell him we deserve representation. Let Governor Shapiro appoint a representative to be our senator. And then either this year or next year, depending when he appoints, we'll have an election. And our state party will put a candidate in to run against whoever Governor Shapiro appoints. And that way we'll have capable representation so that we take care of jobs, so we take care of our nation's security. We need every senator to be capable and competent.
Yeah, earlier, Carla, I kind of went off on this Fetterman case, and I said Pennsylvanians should be angry that they were lied to about John Fetterman. They put John Fetterman, they took a page out of the Biden playbook. We'll just stick him in a basement. We won't campaign with him. We won't put him in front of a microphone and a camera because we know that he does not have the ability to, sustain a conversation.
Right.
Look, he's a stroke victim. I had a stroke when I was 35. I know exactly what he's going through, but this lame excuse that he's, quote, depressed, and that is a way for them to really dodge the medical condition conversation that came up because everyone wants to have sympathy for someone who's depressed. But no, they were lied to, and Pennsylvania deserves more than what they're getting.
Yes, they do, but I'll just say this, too. I blame the wives. Joe Biden, John Fetterman, these wives knew that their husbands were not capable or competent physically or mentally. And they were so hungry for power, the women,
that's it,
that they pushed these men who clearly need to be taking care of their health and be taking care of themselves, not taking care of others. I mean, John Fetterman, it was announced, he's not capable of taking care of himself. And so the wives are so power hungry, and that's why Governor Shapiro must step up and put someone into office who can represent Pennsylvania as a great senator.
And you know what? You talk to people in that state. How many Democrats right now are literally saying just what you're saying?
More than they know. People are really frustrated about this. First of all, he's in a mental ward in a hospital. His wife went off and took the kids and went to Canada. She wasn't even by his side. So I don't know what that says about what's going on there. But we deserve representation. The bottom line is our hearts go out to people that are injured, that have strokes. My dear late husband had a stroke, and I made sure that he got the care he needed, that he didn't go to work, that he got, all of the help and therapy so that he could go back to work. But Giselle Fetterman didn't do that.
Yeah.
She pushed him to campaign.
Yeah, and I want to be very clear on this. I do have sympathy for his stroke. Like I said, 35 years old. I had one as well. Had to have heart surgery. I recovered. Obviously, I'm back where I should be. So I have sympathy for that. But what I don't have sympathy for is for them to label it depression, knowing that they were misled the American people and the people in Pennsylvania on his medical condition. And you know what? I think they deserve better. They deserve better.
Right.
And
we have big issues. This country is facing crisis. between the border, the fentanyl deaths that affect Pennsylvania greatly, when we look at what's going on with Ukraine and all the money that's being shoveled over there, we need representation. First of all, we need to stop sending money to Ukraine and take care of the people here, especially in Ohio
Correct.
and at our border.
Correct.
Yeah.
And remember, Carla, when they claimed that President Trump was not mentally competent to do the job, and the Democrats complained about that, which we've seen, and we've had Dr. Ronnie Jackson on this show before. We've had people that have done
a great congressman now.
Great congressman.
Yes.
And President Trump is highly intelligent. And I've spent some time with him, and you've spent more time than me.
I've
and
spent
you know
some
that
time.
he's very intelligent. For the Democrats to completely blow over this whole Fetterman medical competent issue is laughable.
It is laughable. And I will just say this. It was the honor of my lifetime to serve in the Trump administration and work with President Trump and all of his great team. We got so many good things done. And I know that when we have the next conservative administration, for instance, I'm working with America First Policy Institute.
Love them.
We're working on getting the playbook for the next conservative administration and working with the current senators and Congress so that we have good policies, so that we save our country and take it back.
And I'm sorry if some of our words are offending some of you guys at home, but you guys need to wake up, and that we have been lied to so many times about these candidates and how competent they are and how they're loved by the American people. When it really, reality plays out, they're incompetent and they are not loved by the people. And so I think, Carla, one of the things we've noticed here at CPAC is the pendulum is swinging, and it needs to swing hard back the other way. Not a soft blow, but it needs to blow hard to really get our country back in line.
Thank you so much. Great to talk to you.
Yeah, absolutely.